Saunders.
Good morning, everybody. Appropriately 9:04 a.m. on the clock in front of me, Tony, although it's 10:04 thanks to daylight savings time. I'm not responsible for the clocks. Does that mean we get to leave an hour early or an hour late today? I'm not sure. But
depends on your perspective.
Welcome back to me. I was off on Friday. Thank you to you and Tom McManus for doing a great job, as always. In my absence, I will just say this, not to go moment by moment on the J-Fun Wine Tasting Gala. One of the best, I thought. The venue was awesome at the baseball grounds. It was really cool the way they had it set up. So saw a lot of old familiar folks and friends and some new ones as well. And
nice.
There you go. It was a great time. Coach Coughlin and company, and I saw the Jags rolling deep. The Brain Trust was all there. Liam Cohen, James Gladstone, Tony Baselli. But apparently, Tony, they did not put their work to the side. They continued to work through the gala and have got an agreement reportedly with Monteric Brown. Buster Brown will be back on a 3-year, $33 million deal. Now, that's the first numbers we're hearing on the deal, right? That's probably the high end of the deal, right? You always hear these contracts, oh, it's this, it's that. Well, some of that's, likely or not likely to be earned incentives, different things like that. Maybe that's the max value of the deal. Either way, it seems to be the consensus out there that the Jags got a pretty reasonable offer for him. That Monteric Brown's market would have been somewhere in the $10 to $14 million range. They get him at an average of $11 million per year. They know exactly how he fits in their system. And now you can move corner down, I think, significantly, Tone. We talked about it. You could have opened up even prior to this re-signing or agreement with Monteric Brown, and you could have had Travis Hunter, Jordan Lewis, and Jarian Jones and said, all right, it's not ideal maybe, but it's NFL worthy and we can compete with that group. Now, you would have had issues with depth, and you still do. But you have Braswell back. You got Jarian back. I mean, you got some of your key pieces and familiarity back in that room. At this point in time, do not see, and I haven't been going this way anyway, I do not see them going with the cornerback position with one of those top 100 picks that they have.
Yeah, probably not. And I do think the Buster getting done can, it can and maybe should affect the way that you look at how they may use, whatever they're going to wind up doing there in the NFL draft here in about a month. And I think from a perspective where we haven't expected the Jaguars to be a team that's going to be all that active, right? The window opens up today, right? But it's not a team that we've anticipated spending big in a lot of places, right? As we get into free agency this year, although all the word that was around.
Well, the word is they were in
thing,
on Crosby, and they're sniffing around Jalen Carter. So I don't know if we can completely rule out a big move.
And I know I've seen, everyone kind of connecting Brian Thomas Jr. as maybe the player that was being moved in that. In my head, that feels like Trayvon Walker all day to me. Is the player that they were likely offering in trying to get that deal done, but it didn't happen, right? But they were at least involved in trying to talk to teams about acquiring these guys, as they were going through, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, I think corner becomes a position where you can kind of push it down a little bit as far as the needs because they get Buster back, and it makes sense to spend the money to get a guy back that you know exactly how he fits what you're doing. Right, and how effectively he does it. So you don't have to say, I wonder what the role will be. They know what the role is.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, how does Hunter fit into how big of a role do they want him to have? And what does it do to affect the other roles for everybody else in the secondary for the football team? But obviously, that's a guy that we thought when we were talking about the big name free agents potentially for the Jags, with him being kind of the third on that list of the three big free agents they were going to have, it always felt like he was the most likely for them to get back. But even as we were getting close to free agency opening, I think we were all a little bit nervous about whether or not they actually would, right? And now they got the deal done. Buster's going to be back in a Jaguars uniform, and he's been really good the last couple of years.
Yeah, the tough thing is he fits great with Anthony Campanile, right?
Who knows what beyond that,
right.
Yeah.
After this year, Anthony Campanile may be someone's head coach. Do you keep a system in place? Do you elevate from within? Do you end up maybe interviewing a guy that blows you away and he wants to switch your defense completely? Sure. You never know, but all you can do is go on what you have in place at the moment. And Monteric Brown fits in very well with what the Jags are trying to get accomplished. So that's going to be one chess piece removed from the board before tampering officially opens up in 2 hours. Don't think there hasn't been widespread tampering going on. I mean, these guys that all it's the same thing. Guys are going to agree to terms at noon 03 instead of midnight 03 like they used to, right? And you're going to have like a 4-year deal. Oh, yeah. Imagine that. All that got done and agreed to within 3 minutes, even though you're not supposed to like really talk financial numbers or something. They have so many silly restrictions in place. None of them get adhered to. You're
Virtually
gonna
none of it, yeah.
You're basically going to do all the negotiating in the next 48 hours if you haven't done it already.
And I was reminded of the new rule that I think the Steelers got pushed in last year for the tampering window this year, where teams can actually talk to the players for an hour, like via video, right? Like you have an hour where you can actually meet with them and the coaches.
Why wouldn't you been able to do that?
I don't know, but apparently that is being put in place for the first time. So, okay. You know, if you're going to talk to the guys, you're at least getting the opportunity to chat with them for more than, hey, here's the offer, you know, to the agent, which makes sense. I don't know why it had never worked that way.
All right, we got a lot to get to today, so let's get to a quick break to stay on time here. Our video looks great on our end. I don't know how it looks to you right now. I think we're having issues. RJ poured some water on the box that says streaming, do not touch this. And he poured some water on there, and that's where we're at right now.
We tried to stop.
That's what I was told.
Why are you blaming me?
Is this not the fact? Is this not what happened? I was told this is what happened.
They said it was me?
They said it was you. You spilled your water on something?
The water's right there. It's away from everything.
That looks like a fresh water you might have gotten to replace the one that you just spilled in all the electrical circuits.
I don't think I'm that smart to really like do something like that. Where I have like an alibi.
That'd be a great move, though.
That'd be a good move.
All right. All that I just told about RJ Saunders is a blatant lie. But the video is having some issues. So I think you can still listen to us, right? On YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook.
Yeah, you're just going to see the "We'll be right back" screen.
Yeah, you'll see the "We'll be right back," and we will be as soon as we get the link hooked up. We've got the voice of the Jags, Frank Frangie, weighing in on a number of things, including Jaguar free agency, which is pending. We're going to talk about Jags' potential pursuit of Jalen Carter. Did they go hard after Max Crosby? Monteric Brown is back in the fold, it appears. So your Chat and Sandy real estate question today asking you, what is your reaction to the Jags reportedly agreeing to a 3-year, $33 million deal to get Buster Brown back in the fold here in Jacksonville? You want to be a part of the program today? 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines or the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. And stream us again on YouTube, on X, on Facebook. Hit us up on the socials at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL, Fat Tony, and at R has no J. I don't know why that ended that way.
It's another NBA thing, I'm guessing.
Is it? I don't know, but I liked it right there. I was waiting for a nice I didn't get it, however. All right, so a lot to do on what promises to be a massively busy week for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL as a whole. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, RJ Saunders will be joined by the voice of the Jaguars, the voice of the I'm not even going to go there.
Nope.
The voice of the Jags, Frank